Here we go again.
Let's do it.
Second live review with Chris's beer review. So thank you very much, Chris, for taking the time to collab up with me on 2 beers.
No worries. I'm all good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Good.
So as you can see from the title, we're taking a look at a couple of IPAs from Beak Brewery. So if you want to do the introductions, Chris.
Yeah, I'll introduce both of them. I'm not sure which way round we're going to taste them, but I'll introduce both. The first one is Beak Brewery Parade, which is IPA coming in at a 6% ABV. I've got a lot of light reflecting off my can. It probably looks better on your screen. So yeah, that's that one. And then the second one we're looking at is the Beak Brewery Stur dipa, coming in at 8.5%, double IPA, 8.5%. I've never had anything from Beak Brewery, never. So new for me.
Yeah, I've only had, I think I've only reviewed 1 beer from them. I've had probably 2 or 3 beers from them, just drunk them casually and stuff. And I think from what I have had, it's been really, really impressive.
Yeah, I've only ever heard good things about them. Lots of people have raved about Beak, but I said this to you the other day in a text message, is I've never bought them because I don't like the artwork. And I do buy with my eyes, and I look at the artwork and I just don't like it. So I've never.
Yeah, I mean, we said, didn't we? It's that sort of modern squiggles and all that jazz, you know.
Modern, contemporary, whatever the words are.
Yeah. But as for what's inside the cans, I think we're going to be in for a good drinking experience all the same. Before we crack on, I'm guessing we'll do the parade first. I'll just get on top of the comments, just say hello to everybody who's in the house.
Let me just turn the washing machine off.
No worries, mate. So we've got Thomas in. We've got beer reviews. How are you doing, Tom? Hot Mark, afternoon. I have a can at parade. Been saving it. Good to know that you're going to be drinking along. My mate Scott. Evening, guys.
Evening, Scott.
And then Hot Mark saying good evening to Scott. And Scott returning the favour. Late. Only 3 minutes, Thomas. You're only 3 minutes late. Crumbly beard. Everyone having a good Sunday. Some great looking brews there. I hope so. Which one's Dean and which one's Chris?
Well, it's like watching Paul's beer reviews when he's got John on from Lords and Tom from Crummy Beard. They all look the same as well, don't they? So.
Steve's Brewing Channel, good evening. Hot Mark said, parade, my first ever Beak Brewery. Big Sip beer reviews, evening, lads. Evening.
How you doing?
Popcorn. Does anyone know what has happened to Beer Review's channel? It's disappeared. He's been ejected, hasn't he? He's been ejected for being a bit naughty. Ken Beer Reviews, cheers, guys.
Evening, Ken.
YouTube twin vibes. Right, let's crack on, eh? Let's get on with it.
Let's do it. What are we doing? Parade first, I'll take it.
We'll do the parade first. So, yeah, a 6% IPA. So what we got in this? We've got Citra Mosaic and Idaho 7. Can you remember what the price was of these, Chris?
No, I'm rubbish at remembering prices. I've got it upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm guessing in the £4 mark, I think.
I think the dipper was about 5 something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was dearer. You're right.
But yeah, both cans ordered from Trembling Madness.
Yeah, that's right. I got mine. Looks quite pleasant. God, yours looks like a different colour. It's amazing what cameras do, isn't it?
Well, it's like I mean, from what I can see your end, a nice hazy orange look, really.
Yeah, mine's very hazy orange. Nice bit of carbonation going on. Looks nice. Certainly looks good.
Aroma.
It's a good aroma. It's quite a strong aroma.
Quite punchy, yeah. Almost sweet and bitter.
It's definitely sweet, citrus sweet, isn't it? I like that.
Citrus sweet, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good aroma. Very citrusy. Very sweet.
Hoppy tickle.
Yeah, I'm not getting a huge amount of hoppiness, but definitely citrus, sweet, orange.
It smells good.
It does smell really nice. It smells
Yeah.
quite fresh. I like it.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Thank you. Oh, that's decent.
Oh, there's nice bitterness in there, isn't there?
It's a lovely hoppy bitterness, which is what I love. I love hoppy bitterness. Absolutely love it. And
It's all well and good having these juice bombs, isn't it? But don't you find they're a bit easier to knock back than something like this, where it's got a bit more complexity about it?
Yeah, I love a hoppy bitterness or a piney bitterness. And that's why West Coast are one of my favourites. I really do enjoy that.
Yeah, it's kind of West Coasty with that bitterness. It's piney. It lingers.
It's good. It's very fruity. It's got lovely fruits in there, but it just finishes really, really nicely with that lovely hoppy bitterness, making it almost West Coast like. That's very good.
I think it's like the house IPA.
I could drink that very quickly. That's really nice. Lovely orange to it, grapefruit to it, lovely lemon citrus to it, finishing nicely with that hoppy bitterness. Really
Sweet,
nice.
bitter.
Very soft.
Sweet, bitter orange.
Oh, it's very soft as well. Nice light carbonation. Really, really soft mouthfeel. Very soft mouthfeel. That's really nice.
Canned on dates. Let's see what we're at.
Do they do a canned on date, Beak?
Yeah, we got package on 19th of the 4th, 21.
Yeah, reasonably fresh.
Reasonably fresh, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just having another butcher's at the comments.
It does say on the can, resulting in a fruit bubblegum. I don't really get fruit bubblegum from that.
No, I can relate to the mango and the orange peel.
Definitely orange.
Pineapple, yeah, maybe that's in there. Ripe, flat peaches.
Yeah, I can get that. I'm not getting heavy mango. I definitely get orange peel, definitely get grapefruit, bordering on and pineapple, but I'm not huge on the mango. And only recently, the other day, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking in these beer reviews, we all talk about things like mango, some people, and I've said it myself, papaya, and I was thinking, when did I last ever actually have a mango? So this week I went out and bought a mango and papaya because I thought I can't keep saying I can taste it when I can't remember what it tastes like. So I bought some mango, and mango is actually a really good fruit, really nice.
I think the only time I get to sort of try them sort of exotic fruits is when me and the family are away abroad.
Yeah.
And the hotel that we go to in Tenerife, we used to go year in, year out. They used to make animals out of fruit, cut, the leftover fruit. They cut animals and they get like mangoes and make something out of it. And that's the only time I try anything like that, passion fruits and all that.
Yeah, and that's why I went out and bought some this week. So I thought I keep talking about them, but am I really being true? And I thought it's been years since I've had mango and papayas. I went and bought a load just to make sure I was not bullshitting and telling the truth.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Evening, Craig. Hope you and the family are well. Evening, lads. Andy K. Evening, Andy. All good, Scott. Don't ask Chris the price.
I never remember prices.
Dicky's beer review says cheers. Scott saying no to Andy. Looks nice, that boys. Yeah, looks decent. Looks very decent, Scott. That's a beer I think you'd appreciate because I know you like a good bitter IPA.
It's so drinkable. Really is drinkable. Drinkable quickly.
Good body as well in there.
It's lovely body, lovely mouthfeel, really soft. Really like it. I should stop buying with my eyes. That's
well,
why
I see what you mean though. Just briefly going back to can artwork and stuff, it does play a big part into purchases for a lot of people. I think if you can see a nice wacky looking can of beer,
Yeah.
you're automatically attracted to it, whether you buy it or not. But you go and look and investigate and see what it's all about, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I've done with my phone. Otherwise, I'd look up the price. But...
Hold on, I went to Craft Metropolis for mine. Parade was just shy of £6. And these guys have become one of the best UK beers, and yeah, definitely Craig. Yeah, they've projected themselves right to the forefront with decent craft beer in this country for sure.
It is
decent. The few that I've had, I've been really impressed. What did I have the other day? Strangers. I had a can of that the other day. That was nice.
Yeah, it's good. I do like it. I did find myself in a craft beer shop today. I was out in St Albans, and they've got a beer shop in St Albans. It's literally called the Beer Shop. It's all craft beer. So I did find myself going in there today and picking up a few. Mainly Germans, but I did pick up a Northern Monk collaboration. You know, they release those Patreon project beers.
Yeah.
So I picked up one in there, Patreon and Emperor Brewery or something. It's a massive banana and coconut type stout. So I picked that up and a few German beers while I was there.
The Emperor stuff, they've got a massive following.
Yeah.
I've never had the pleasure, well, I don't think I have anyway, of trying any of their beers, but they're very sought after stuff.
Yeah, he said they were quite difficult to get hold of, even though it's Northern Monk that have produced them with Emperor. He said they were quite hard to get hold of. And it was expensive. I think it was about £8.50. Which, you know, I don't know if that's expensive or not really, but it's a big 14%.
Right, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll grab it out of the fridge. I'll show you what it looks like.
Yeah, get that. I'll get back on the comments. Okay, except Sam usually recovering from being wrecked. I've got the record is awesome. We have the slushy version. Yeah, them records are supposed to be really good. I mean, Scott's just commented down about the staggeringly good records.
About the what? I didn't hear you.
The staggeringly good. The records that they do. I think he put one up today or yesterday.
Yeah, they did. They are good. I reviewed one of the records. It was really, really good. It was very thick though. It was almost bordering on like drinking a smoothie, but really, really nice. Really nice. I did review it. Yeah, this is the Northern Monk jobby. And they have, with these Patreon ones, they have these big pull-out.
Loads of information on there.
There's so much inside. It's unreal. It's just that's like reading a book, isn't it? But yeah, this has got all sorts. It's croissants, banana, nuts, cacao, peanuts, cinnamon, coming in at a big 14%.
Cool.
So I will be reviewing that at some point this week. But yeah, very nice. I think it's £8.50 or something. But I don't mind paying £8.50 for a can when I know it's going to be decent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to reviewing that one.
That'll put you on your horse, that will, 14%.
I won't be drinking much more before that, that's for sure. It
does have quite a tiny bitterness. Very well done. Yeah, it is. That's a beautiful beer, that is. The Parade. Really, really do like that. I'd buy it again for sure.
Yeah, I would. But do you do much of buying the same beer again? Because I don't buy as much. I always say I'll buy it again, and I very rarely do, because you go on somewhere like Trembling Madness, you just see plenty of other things that just, you know, take your attention more. But there's so many. I think, yeah, I'll go back and buy it again, and I rarely do.
Yeah, a few beers that I do. Well, I'll do multiple purchases, or I'll buy one can, really enjoy it, and then go back and order a couple more. Especially like local stuff, like down my local bottle shop. If he's got some beers in, I'll get a can. Again, go through the motions of doing a review, and then if I really like it, I'll send him a message saying, "Have you got any more left?" Not every beer.
Yeah, see, the only time I really do it is with Mad Squirrel. I definitely buy the same beers again because they're only down the road from me. Beak Brewery, I quite often buy their beers again, just as fridge fillers, easy drinking beers. But some of the big IPAs I do, I absolutely love them. I think, yeah, I'll buy that again. And then I don't. Just too much else takes my attention.
But it's constantly moving, isn't it? When you're doing something like this, you want to keep pushing forward almost, don't you? And trying what you can get hold of. I mean, it's impossible to keep up with everything. You just never do it.
No, you can't.
But it's constantly refreshing, isn't it? You know, every bottle shop up and down the country is just getting the latest beers in, or trying to get what they can, put them out there. That's why I like Trembling Madness. I think the selection is just
it's unreal. It is unbelievable what they've got on that website. I haven't come across many websites that beat them for the range and the amount that they've got.
It's just they've got the latest new UK stuff.
Yeah.
They've got some decent American stuff on there. They've got European stuff. Just a great mixture, and the prices is good. The delivery's spot on.
Yeah.
Solid all round, really.
Yeah, you can't argue with their delivery. It is super quick.
Put my laptop in, Chris.
No worries. I was just reading Mark Holt's comment, or Holt Mark B, with regards to buying the same beer again. I've done that quite a few times, though sadly they never seem to be as good as the second time. No, I get what you mean by that, especially if a beer is really good and you absolutely love it, but then you lose that impact on the second time around because it's not that initial surprise. So yeah, I get what you're saying, Holt Mark B, absolutely. Mark Jones, what is the beer you've just turned on? If you've just tuned into us, Mark Jones, it's the Beak Brewery Parade IPA at 6% is what we've just reviewed, and it was very, very nice. Very good indeed. In fact, it's gone. It was that quick. Drunk that one, so we are doing
another. You don't mess about, still get half a glass.
It was so good. I can't help it. When I enjoy them that much, I just can't help it. It's very rare that I can think, let me just sit back and chill out and enjoy it. I only do that with big stouts, the big ABV stouts. I do sit back and enjoy those, but things that are around 6%, if they're good, I just can't help myself. They just get smashed.
I've put the comments up on the phone because my laptop then seems to want to play ball.
Fair dues.
Where are we up to then?
I don't know. I jumped ahead a few, so I don't know where you were up to. I've got no idea. But I definitely did jump ahead of some.
Stone fruit seems to be quite popular flavour in bitters. Yeah. Craig mate, it's all good, honestly. Yeah. Crumbly Beard always struggle with banana notes, as I hate actual bananas, but seem to love beers with it. Yeah. I was a bit like that with bananas, but yeah, I love wheat beers, Hefeweizens and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of bananas in beer. Well, I'm just not a big fan of bananas, really. But that Vocation banoffee pie that I did, that was unreal. That was just absolutely unreal for banana in beer. I didn't think banana would work, but that was stunning, that banoffee, which is why I bought that Northern Monk one that I was just talking about. That's got banana in it. But it's only because of how good that Vocation banoffee was with banana in it that I bought that. That banoffee was stunning. It really was.
We're all guilty of that. The bright as a can grabs you. Yeah, it does. Loud cans, and that's all it is nowadays, isn't it? That seems to be part and parcel of the whole thing. It's a little piece of the puzzle with wacky artwork.
Yeah.
Can't stop.
Where were you so hilariously hammered last week, Dean? I've just read Scott's comment.
Yeah, I was battered.
Were you on Scotch Channel?
Mm.
I missed
Scott, Blue Van Man, Chris the Butcher.
Yeah.
I think Chris got the beers in. I never bought any. I just popped on for, I don't know how long it was on for, but I was absolutely wasted. I was drinking. I was on the lager all day, and then I moved on to some imperial stouts and some quadruples, and it just
it's dangerous, isn't it? But when you've had a few lagers, it just seems to make sense in your head to go and have a big ABV imperial stout, and it's the worst thing you can do, isn't it? But your head tells you it's a great idea.
There was no alcohol burn or anything, though. It was really smooth to drink, which is even worse.
Yeah, dangerous.
Good day to both of you, Brett. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Evening, Brett.
Rod J's in the house. Cheers. Can be reviews all the adjuncts. Scott saying afternoon to Rod. Cheers, Rod. Brewery I need to try. Yeah, get on it, Brett.
Yeah.
Recommend it, mate.
Yeah, I'll certainly be going back and getting some other ones from Beak, without a doubt. Well, we'll see how the Stur goes, but the parade was pretty good.
Yeah, we'll get on with that one then.
Yeah. Don't feel you have to neck that on my behalf.
Hey, all right. With regards to buying the same beer again, I've done that quite a few times, although sadly never seem to be as. Yeah, you read that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Evening, Dean. Mark Jones. Evening, Mark. Supermarket beers are worse for that. Breweries change the recipe. Yeah, that's the fucking pain in the arse. That is them supermarket re-releases.
Yeah, I think you're right, Scott. I've had supermarket beers that have been fantastic first time round, and you have them again, and they're really not. I've had a few like that have been disappointing second time round.
I mean, I fell in love with Love and Ace from Vocation when that first came out, and the very first wave.
Yeah.
And I was proper G'd up and excited about it. And the beer didn't let me down.
Yeah.
But over the years, I mean, it's still there. It's still popular, but I've had a couple of cans where they've just been crap.
Yeah.
What's
the Vocation one it's green? What's that one called? Not Love and Hate. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. I've got one in my fridge, which generally does always stay consistent.
Life and Death.
Life and Death, that's it. That's generally always quite consistent.
That's generally cause, isn't it?
Yeah. I generally always got that in the fridge, and that has stayed consistent over the years.
Right. Let's go with the dipa then.
Let's do it.
So I do believe this is their first attempt at a double IPA as well.
Oh, is it really?
I think so, yeah. There's loads of writing on the back of that. I'm not going to bother with that. Packaged on 17th of the 5th.
I'd imagine mine's going to say 17th for the 5th because we pretty much bought them on the same day, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, 17th for the 5th. God, there's a lot of writing on there.
Yeah, quite a lot of writing. Anyway, hops. The main thing in this, we've got Citra and Simcoe.
Quite similar in looks, really, to the Parade.
There's not great deal in it.
No, quite orangey. Nice head, though.
Maybe a tad darker, but not a lot in it.
No, not much. Just got foam up my nose. I think that
was sweet fruitiness again to it.
I think that aroma's not as punchy as the Parade.
No.
It's not as punchy. It's sweet again. Sweet citrus, but nowhere near as punchy as that Parade.
Whereas that Parade was, from the nose of the Parade, it was you had that sweet piney bitterness sort of thing. This smells a lot more creamy hoppiness to it.
Yeah, it's a lot more subtle on the aroma. And I'm doing my stupid hand swapping. I do it on all my videos. I don't know if you've ever noticed. I always.
No, I haven't, actually.
You will now. Now I've said it. I notice I do it, and I think just stop doing it, Chris. Stop doing the hand swapping. But I do it all the time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, different animal.
That is completely different on taste. Boy, you can tell there's a difference in the alcohol. My goodness.
There's a little prod of that 8.5, isn't there?
Yeah, I'd say so. That's warm. It's actually slightly warm, right on the back. Not as heavy on the hot bitterness.
It's a lot more creamier, oilier, slick, sort of. There's not as much carbonation in it either, I don't think.
No, the carbonation is quite low. It's smooth. There's definitely oats in there. Without a doubt, there's oats to make it smooth. But I'm not sure if it is an alcohol kick or whether that's almost a bit hot burnish for me. There's definitely something going on in here, and it's a bit hot burn.
It's a toss up between a bit of alcohol burn, or it could be hot burn.
And that hoppiness for me is overpowering everything else. That hoppy burn. It's very, it's drying my mouth out. It is sweet, but at the same time, it is drying my mouth out. There are some flavours in there. It's got those big sort of citrusy flavours, grapefruit. But for me, that's got a bit of a hot burn to it. Definitely getting a hot burn.
I haven't decided if it's hot burn or alcohol warmth with me, but I know what you mean.
It does feel strong. It feels strong.
It's got that marmalade-y, orangey sort of thing in there for me as well.
It's definitely orangey, but I'm getting an overriding either alcohol burn, hot burn, or a mixture of the two combined. I'm not massively convinced I like it.
I think out of the two beers, I would go for the Parade again now. But initially, if I only had X amount of money in my pocket and I saw them two beers on the shelf, I probably would have gone for the Dipper over the Parade. But now I know what the Parade's like. I think all day long for the Parade.
Yeah, I'd go Parade over that without a doubt. See, this will take me a while to drink. This isn't going to go down like the Parade did. This is going to take a while. It's very smooth. It's
super smooth.
It's definitely This has definitely got oats in it. It must have oats in it.
Yeah, it's got to do. Yeah, flaked oats, flaked wheat.
Yeah. Flavours of ripe crushed berries. I don't really get berries. Citrus, I do get, but I do get an overriding alcohol hot burning.
Go on, back onto the comments. I always feel bad because obviously you're a guest on here and I want to interact and talk to you, but I don't want to alienate the people that are commenting. I know it's a very fine balance, isn't it, to get it right?
Yeah, we see the way I see it, Dean, is, we chat every now and then over WhatsApp, etc. And if people have, made the effort to watch us, then I think the comments should come first, in my opinion. You don't have to worry about not talking to me. I'm all right with that.
I don't even know where I'm up to.
No, I've gathered. You look like you're just staring into space.
I normally do it on here, but this fucking laptop, give up with it now. I'm going to end up throwing it in the bin.
You see, I've got the comments right next to my screen. I can see them very clearly, but if you tell me where you're up to, I don't mind taking over because they're right in front of me.
Right, Roger, I'm going to say hello to him. Salty popcorn, lovely looking beer. I hope Mark, we're getting there now. Evening, Dean, yeah.
Are you up to? Did you just
you
say
go
someone?
Steady, Dean. We saw you last week.
Oh, that was you go steady, Dean. It was a long time ago on the comments.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm up to where you are.
I can see why Scott, if he's still in the down there watching, I can see why he gets Wanda to do all this because it's a bloody ball's ache.
Yeah, I can see where you're up to. You're up to where it says Dean was hilariously hammered, which I mentioned about 10 minutes ago. You've got Mark Jones. He was Scoot so funny. You and Wanda meant Scott. Yeah, I gathered that's what you meant. Hey Mark, yep, we are sound mate. Blah blah blah. Good. Scott and Wanda's World saying loved Dean joining bollocks. Very, very funny. Oh, I'm gutted I missed that.
Proper battered.
BD Beer Reviews, Brett saying all good. Had a massive heavy riff sesh. Was bloody good for mind and soul. Absolutely. Scott and Wanda, love from me and Wanda. Does that mean Scott's leaving? No, he's further down in the comments. Kent Beer Reviews has said, Brett, mate, hope you have reconsidered leaving YouTube, buddy. Yeah, don't leave YouTube, Brett. No. Don't leave YouTube, mate. Don't let other people put you off leaving. There's a lot of love for you, mate. So don't leave YouTube, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah. You get back in front of that camera, Brett.
Yeah, get back in front of there, Brett. Absolutely, mate. Harish, how do, Harish? How are you? Keep up the good work, Dino, Chris et al. Probably not alone in saying that your videos have really changed and what I drink. That's good to know. I'm sure that probably is aimed at Dean more than me. Daily Beer Reviews, love to you and Wanda back. Good stuff. Brett, get your ass back on YouTube, mate, from Scott Wander's World. Absolutely, Brett. Get your ass back on YouTube, mate. Don't let people get you down. Don't do it, mate. You're a good lad, Brett. So you crack on, mate. Holt Mark, I have a Lervit Comrade Stout 10.4% from Morrison's. Final beer of the Sunday before a gin and tonic. Ooh, nice.
Fair play.
Scott and Wander's World rarely have had a bad vocation beer, although Tree Hopical was terrible. I agree, Scott. Tree Hopical or Trehopical, that wasn't good. That had the worst hot burn I've ever had on a beer, Tree Hopical.
I've never had that one.
Are you all right, Dave, with me continuing down this comment?
Yeah, go for it, mate. You can see them a lot better than me. I've only got a small little box on my phone.
Cool. Yeah, they're massive on my screen. Brett from BD Reviews. Yeah, I'm troopering along. Good for you, Brett. I need to go to their tap room. May pop into the Butcher's Dog at the same adventure. Blah, blah, blah. Andy K. How are you, Andy K? Have you tried the rebrew of Tree Hopical? Scott? Have you tried it, Scott? Have you tried the rebrew? I haven't tried it. I haven't dared. In Scott's but no, so I should look further down as I'm talking. Holtmark B again. This one is meant to be the better of the two, according to Untapped. I'll give it another try to see if it's improved. Andy K, Camford Heath and Paul Scott. Geordie K, cheers lads. Cheers, Geordie. Paul, yeah, that's where my mum used to live at Rockley. BD Beer Reviews, really, Andy. I was absolute music Thursday picking up some new gear. Orange Tiny Dark. Not entirely sure what that means, Brett. Yeah, this is the one. The comments and the guests is balancing act. Can be very hard. Yeah, I'm sure it probably is. I haven't got enough subscribers to go live and have that problem.
I don't think you'd have a problem when you do reach that, though, because you water off a duck's back, mate. Now you're right in the motion. I'm just going to sit back and relax and be lazy on my own channel, I think.
Not take over. Chris's beer review takeover. But I must admit, Scott, you and Wanda do it well on the comments, I must say. Holtmark, just been on the Beak website. Quite a big price difference between the two beers. £3 The Stur is £7.65 and Parade £4.80. Was the Stur really that much on Trembling Madness?
£6.85.
£7.65 the Stur on Beak's website.
Wow.
Was it that much on Trembling Madness? It wasn't, was it? Parade £4.80. I can go with the Parade price, but I don't remember Stur. Maybe it was, Dean. I don't know.
It could have been. It could have well been £7. Honestly, I don't think it's worth £7.
No, nowhere near. No,
Um,
near worth
I think Parade's value for money.
Parade is.
But this is a new beer to them. I'm pretty sure this is their first play about with a double IPA. So something might have gone wrong.
It's not
I
great.
don't know.
Scott on Wonders World says Dean had a full head of hair until he started using that laptop.
Yeah, eventually.
I lost my hair years ago. I'd rather the rest of it went, because look at it. These bits here are really thick, and these bits under here don't grow as fast as these. So if I don't keep on top of it, these bits sort of come right out, like almost like yeah, it looks ridiculous. Mark Jones giving an Imperial Stout. Dean and Chris, you need to check out 8 Arch. I'll try and get you guys some. Also, Chris, Orange Tiny Dark is an amp head, 50 watts of pure face melting goodness. Fair play. Jack Reed says, good reviews. Chris and Dean, I'll try them both next order. I've also spotted a Thornbridge versus Beak Brewery. I didn't know that existed. Thornbridge versus Beak. That's an 8% dipa. Interesting. Kent Beer Reviews. How you doing, Kent? It says, it's really tricky keeping up with the comments with a full panel of pissed up gents. And I think we're almost at all the comments. The last comment is, Crummy Beard, how you doing, Tom? Again, at Beardy Beer Reviews. Good to see you, buddy. Cool.
Well done.
Today.
Well done, mate. No, well done on that. Yes, I mean, to sum it up, out of the two beers, I think it's Parade all day long.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm struggling to get through that. It's going to take me a while to get through the dipa.
I mean, it's not horrible. Don't get me wrong; it's not horrible. It's a average double IPA, but the price is a bit. Now I know that price, it's a bit miffed slightly.
Yeah, you're right. It's not horrible, but I'm finding it a struggle. I'm finding it. There's a hot burn with that alcohol warmth that it's just too much. It's certainly not one I'd buy again. That's for sure.
Mm.
And there are other flavours to it, but you've really got to try and think about it. Really got to really think about it to pick them out, because for me, that overriding hoppy burn.
I think if it weren't for that back end finish of a combination of alcohol warmth and hot burn, it would be a very, very smooth beer.
It's very smooth, but it's smooth until it hits the back.
Yeah, it's a brick wall then, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's nice and smooth, and then it's sandpaper is what that is. It just is a bit harsh on the back.
Mm.
Just a bit harsh.
But hey, I mean, this happens, doesn't it? Yeah. Don't be put off. I'm not put off by ordering anything from Beak again.
Not at all. Not at all. Because the Parade is very good. I do like the Parade.
They did a Pilsner. I forget what it's called now. If anybody knows, down below, leave the name of it. But that was a fantastic Pilsner that they knocked out. Mm. And they also do a cracking table beer as well.
Yeah.
Lula, I think that's called.
It is called Lula, the table beer.
Yeah, I mean, that's classic.
3.5%, the Lula?
I think it's 3.6, 3.8 maybe. Really nice. For a table beer, it's really, really good.
Give it a go. Evening, Simo. How are you, mate? Nice to see you. Shall I catch up with the comments, Dean, as you can't?
Yeah, rattle through them, mate.
Where did we get up to? That's the issue. Where did we get up to? That's where we got up to. So BD Beer Review said, good to see you, Crummy Beard. Scott and Wonder Third wasn't having a beer today, but you bastards are making it hard. Get on the beer, Scott. Don't be shy. Get on the beers.
Go for it.
Where's he gone? So fucking drunk. 66. Never mind that craft nonsense, lads. Get on the Carpacchi 9%er. I'll give it a try. Give it a go. BD Beer Reviews. Brett, what beer should I review for my comeback? A nice classic dipa or an Impy Stout? Impy Stout for me, mate.
Yeah, Impy Stout.
Impy Stout all the way. I am strapped on what one I should do. Just looked at my beers. Yeah, do an Impy Stout, Brett. I love a good Impy. Kent Beer Reviews, maybe better in a few weeks. Sounds a little green. I think you're right, to be honest. Kent Beer Reviews, I think it might.
That could be it.
That makes a lot of sense. Already said good evening to Simo. Hope you're doing well, mate. Raggy's in the house. Evening,
Raggy.
Hope you're doing well, mate. Scott says Buckfast next. Give it a go. I'll give anything a try once. Happy to do Buckfast. Grubby Beard is asking, Simo, how's the hangover? How is your hangover, Simo? Beardy Beer Reviews, I might review my year-old maple quad instead. Sounds good to me, mate.
Yeah.
Sounds very good. Raggy saying Beak Imperial Stout is awesome. I'd give that a try. Scott was saying Dean's loving not having to worry about the comments. Yeah, we can tell. We can tell.
I'm a guest on Chris's channel now.
Absolutely. Come and check my channel out, people. Dean not having to worry about you. Just done that one. Simo is saying to Crummy Beard, Crummy Beard head's just about cleared. I'm glad your head's just about cleared, Simo. It's been a day of doing very little bar sitting on the sofa watching telly. Nothing wrong with a sitting on the sofa day, especially on a Sunday.
Why not?
Tote cereal. 2 of the Cloudwaters in Tesco are good. Interesting. I reviewed most of the Cloudwaters in Tesco's and they were okay. The Cloudwaters in Tesco's.
I haven't even touched them.
You're not missing much. You know, there was nothing amazing about any of them. You know, there was some that you think, yeah, they're okay. I might pick one up again, but they weren't fantastic. And we're now up to date with the comments again, Dean. So it's your channel again, mate.
Right. Okay. Then. Well, I think we've probably reached the end of reviewing these beers.
Yeah.
There's definitely a clear winner about the 2 for me,
without a doubt.
And I think you can say the same, Chris, really, because you've had pretty much the same feeling from the double IPA that I've had. Definitely
Parade. Parade is the clear winner out of those 2.
But I think Craig was spot on though about it. It could be a little too fresh.
I think it could be. It makes sense. It does make sense. I think
need to sort of everything needs to settle down a little bit in the can maybe. So that could be it. Yeah. But I don't think I'm going to risk the £7 odd in 2 or 3 weeks' time on it. So
no.
I look forward to you reviewing it, Craig, if you get a can.
I'm just going to pick up on Tote Cereal's new comment. I meant for beer available at Tesco. No need for that rinsing. Pee myself laughing. Yeah, I'm not cussing them, Totes. I didn't give them a massively hard time on my reviews. I think it's good that there's variety in supermarkets. I don't mind overly that Cloudwater have gone in. They were collaborating a little bit with Brewdog on the brewing. But yeah, it's good to have range, and they were okay beers. So yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. I'm a big champion of supermarket beers.
Yeah.
Always have done. You can get some really good beers in there, whether it's a craft beer or an old traditional beer.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time and a place for any sort of beer, really. It's what mood you're in and what you fancy having.
Yeah.
And they're relatively cheap, aren't they? Considering bottle shop prices. So you just got to look at it from all directions, haven't you, when it comes to supermarket beers?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And generally, I think Northern Monk have generally been the most solid in supermarkets. I always find that the Northern Monk generally get it quite right. for the price range that they're in at supermarkets. The only Northern Monk beer that I thought was horrendous in a supermarket was their Neapolitan ice cream pale ale. I thought that was quite dreadful. I don't think they do ice cream.
That was 330, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that, but most of the time, Northern Monk get it pretty spot on for supermarket beers.
Quality-wise, they do a pretty stellar job of it. But having said that, I think it was on a live as well with Scott, and we had that Guava Have Faith.
Mm.
And that was an absolute mess, that was.
Did it have like 1 billion floaters in it?
Just floaters everywhere.
It was horrendous, wasn't it?
It looked absolutely minging, and it weren't much cop.
Yeah.
I think we ditched it in the end. But that's out of all the Northern Monk beers, that's probably the only one for me that fell short on quality.
Yeah. It was horrendous.
Very consistent.
I don't even think I reviewed it. I'm pretty sure I didn't review it. I had it in a glass, and it was like a snow globe. It was just absolutely full of floaters. It was ridiculous. So it put me off drinking it. It literally was like shaking a snow globe up, that Guava Have Faith. So yeah, there's that. There is that. And Neapolitan ice cream was just dreadful. But then you reviewed the ice creamy one the other day, didn't you? Was it?
Flake and sauce one.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. But like I said on the review, it's a one only. It's just far too sweet to have a couple of 3 cans of stuff back to back. You wouldn't want it. But if you're having a bit of a session at the weekend and you're mixing and matching, then a can of that, it's all right. But that's it. One can wonder.
Yeah, absolutely. Shall I catch up with the comments?
Yep.
Let me just find where we got up to.
He's going to want paying for this, isn't he?
Where did I get? A lot of comments have come in since where I got up to. Got up to that one. Did Beak Imperial. Dean, not have to worry about the comments. Did that one. Toke Cereal, 2 of the Cloud Waters in Tesco's are good. I don't disagree with you there. Some of them, they were okay. Hotmark B, I'm liking the Conrad Stout, which appeared in my Morrison's last week, £4.50 for 3.30. So their most expensive beer, but very good for stout fans. I haven't seen that in Morrison's. If I see it, I will pick it up. So,
keep an eye out for that.
Absolutely. So fucking drunk, saying, Simo, your mum live show was a good laugh. Just watched a bit there. She's on fire. See that? I guess your mum made an appearance, Simo. Brilliant. Tom, the Crummy Beard, saying, going to take Thomas's role and tell everyone to like, share, and subscribe, please, people. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody should like, share, and do absolutely everything with Dean. Dean's beer reviews. Dean is the godfather of beer reviews, in my opinion.
No. Not all that off. Don't want any of that rubbish, thank you very much.
But he is, though. He's not very good at compliments, is he? But he is the godfather. How this man reviews beers in under 5 minutes and the way he does, it just amazes me. It really does. Crummy Beard saying, I'm still not sure what happened on Friday night. Totes is saying again, I meant for beer available at Tesco's. No, I covered that one. Comments have jumped for some reason. Hey, JB from Northern Southern Beer Reviews is in the house. Hi, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well.
John.
Jack Reed is saying, agreed, my favourite supermarket ones are Northern Monk and Salt, usually pretty good. Yeah, they're fairly solid, aren't they? Although I reviewed one of the salts that went in to Sainsbury's and I wasn't massively impressed, but still pretty good.
Was that the alpaca one, was it?
No, alpaca's pretty good. I don't mind alpaca. I can't remember what the other...
Huckerback.
Yeah, Huckerback was okay. I thought that could have been better. Scott saying another beer.
Lost Cosmonauts. That still takes some beating, that beer does.
Lost Cosmonauts is good. That's North Brewing, though, isn't it? Lost Cosmonauts.
Yeah. Again, they're solid. Very consistent.
North Brewing are very solid, yeah. And that tropical smoothie that Northern Monk did, vile, probably. JB and Simo saying hello. Kent Beer Reviews, it was shocking that Guava Have Faith, I agree. It was ridiculous.
Oh, it's crazy.
Scott and Wonder saying, Dean, with respect to all other reviewers, best beer reviewer on YouTube. Dean is probably is the best, really. Without a doubt, he is. Just
Well, there's a beer review for everyone, isn't there? I mean, you've got me on one end of the spectrum that's short and sweet, and then you've got people like Rampant Lion Reviews, Jim, that does a 30-minute review. I mean, that's bloody dedication right there, that is.
Rampant
He'll reel off the brewery history, and then he'll do his beer review.
Absolutely. Rampant
do that day in, day out. That's dedication, that is.
His knowledge of breweries is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
I just listen to him and think, how the hell do you know all this? You know, it is amazing how much that boy knows.
And that's why he can get away with doing a 30-minute beer review. I mean, I'd be umming and ahhing after about 8 minutes. I really would. I'd just run out of stuff to say and I'd just be waffling. Yeah. But he just keeps it smooth and consistent. I don't watch all of his videos because of the time length, but there's certain beers that will think, oh, let me see what he thinks of it. And then, you can always skip on, can't you, and watch his review. You don't have to listen to the rest of it. And
no, his knowledge is outstanding. And, I just see my version of reviewing beers is I do like history. And I do like brewery history, but it's not why I review beers. I review beers just because I like beer. I love the history, but for me, it's not what I want to put in my videos. I just want to open the can, and I rarely read all the stuff on the can. I just want to pour it in a glass, review it, and drink it. And if I want to know history, I go on Rampant Lion. His knowledge is outstanding. In his brain, there's an awful lot of information in there.
It's fantastic how somebody can absorb that much information. And again, Rob's the same. At Obscene, he can just pluck off names like, the brewery of it, that brewery, and he works for there now and all that. He just reels it off like it's second nature to him.
Absolutely.
And that's a skill in itself.
Yeah, it is. And I can't retain information. I got diagnosed a few years ago. Well, not a few years ago, literally about a year and a half ago with a cognitive brain impairment. So I can't hold on to information. So the simple explanation of that is if you think of a beer glass that's full up, when new information comes in, what's in there spills over the side and I lose it. And once it's spilled over the side, I've lost it. So I can't do it. So if I read a load of information on a brewery, it would go in, but then as soon as something new goes in, bosh, that's gone. So it's gone. So that's another reason why I just don't bother with doing beer history. There's a little bit that's in there that's just from my long-term memory, but anything new, so as soon as something new comes in, it flicks that one out and I can't recall it. And I got diagnosed with that about a year ago, and it causes me issues, but at the same time, it's quite handy because when the wife tells me to do something, I don't remember. And I'm like, no, brain problem. Brain problem.
I was waiting for that.
Absolutely. So, yeah. But,
use it to your advantage, sir.
Well, you've got to. You've got to use it to your advantage. It's an absolute bastard of a problem at times, but I can use it to my advantage as well.
Don't blame me, mate. Don't blame you. We're up to date still, or we?
No, there's quite a few comments have come in. Leave it to me.
Yeah. I've got any bloody glasses, to be honest with you. I've been struggling the past couple of weeks with reading things.
Yeah, get your eyes tested.
Yeah, I'll have to, I think.
Northern Southerner Beer Review saying, Simmer mate, still picking marshmallows out my beard. I saw you eating marshmallows, JB, last night. I did see you munching a packet of marshmallows. It was quite a sight to see. Kent agrees, it was shocking the Grave have faith. I rarely tip beers down the sink. I hate tipping beers down the sink, but sometimes we have to, don't we? Scott is saying, Dean, with respect to all other reviewers, best beer reviewer on YouTube. Blue Van Man, how you doing, Blue Van Man? You had a floater this morning. So Blue Van Man had a floater this morning. That's lovely to know. JB, totally agree. Yeah, totally agree, Scott. He gets to the point. No messing. Dean doesn't mess about. Gets to the point. Too much info, Dave, from Scott. Nothing wrong with talking about floaters.
We all do it. We all do it.
We all do. Well, most of us do. Window beer review, Thomas. How you doing, Thomas? I haven't said hello to you yet. Hello, Thomas. Dean, best beer review of all time. Wow, he gets the GOAT band. Greatest of all time. So fucking drunk. Yes, Dean, #1 for beer reviews. There you go, Dean. A lot of love for you, mate.
I do my best. That's all I can say. I do my best. I'm not going to be all fucking big-headed and everything. I do appreciate the love. I do, trust me. I do appreciate the love. But there are other guys out there that have got a lot more passion than me, shall we say?
Yeah. Andy K saying, Chris, you're talking about Salt Citra out. That's the one, Andy K. You're right. That wasn't the best Salts beer in a supermarket. Thomas is saying hello to the Blue Band Man. Hello, Blue Band Man. Scott, crack another beer, boys. I've opened one now. What have you opened, Scott? Let's see what you've opened. Blue Van Man, big enough windows for Flush's windows. Window beer reviews is laughing at Blue Van Man, and Scott on Wonder's World. Breaking news: Blue Van Man had a big shit. Apparently, I think he did. I think he had a very big one. If it was floating, Holtmark. Some of the beer reviews call the sediment floaters. Always makes me chuckle. Yeah, they are floaters. Sediment. If you get sediment that just sits on the bottom and doesn't move, it's sediment. If it starts bouncing around, it's floaters. Yeah. Tote Cereal is saying, or Real Ale Craft Beer has loads of content. Blue Van Man is saying, don't know what you mean. Who? Blue Van Man? Who had a big shit? We know it was you, Blue Van Man. We know it was you. We're up to date again, Dean. We're up to date again.
Hey! Stellar job again, Chris. Bravo.
It's easy, this lark, isn't it? It's easy.
Yeah, you'll be fine, mate. When you can do lives, you'll be all right, mate.
I have been tempted to go live. I've just been tempted just to do a live beer review, but I just haven't done it, but I should. And it doesn't matter if there's no one watching. It's just a beer review, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you'll get people coming along to interact with you. You're doing well on your channel.
It's doing all right.
You're doing all right, mate. You keep on at it.
Yeah, I enjoy doing it. It's good fun. Sometimes I'd like to do more videos than I do, but when you've had a really hectic day at work, sometimes it's difficult to really find that groove to get into it. There's a couple of reviews I did recently that I didn't even put up because I always watch my reviews back. I've got no issues with watching myself, but I watched a couple back and I think, no, I sound really boring. Sounds so uninterested. I won't bother putting it up. So I've got loads. I've got a whole sort of folder in my phone of videos that I've just not put up because I watch them and think, oh my God, Chris, you sound so boring. So I
think that's the trouble sometimes because you can be your own worst critic, can't you? When you look back on stuff and you think, well, I could have said that instead of that and blah, blah, blah. I think the best way is just to put them out there. Because you can talk yourself out of doing it, can't you, sometimes?
Yeah, and it's quite easy to do, isn't it, to talk yourself out of it?
But it's happened to me before.
Yeah.
No end of times. No end of times.
But yeah, there really is literally a couple that I've done recently, and I just look at it and think, oh my God, you sound so boring. So no, I won't put it out. But maybe I should. Let the reviewers tell me. I don't mind whether people say negative things or positive things, whatever. Perhaps I should.
Just put it out there. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, isn't it? If you're going to get energy, leave a message. You're going to do it anyway, aren't you? Whether you think you've put a good review out, and you feel comfortable with what you've done, there might be somebody out there that disagrees with you. So you're going to get it, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, when you put yourself out there, there's no hiding from it.
No, there isn't. There's a lot more comments coming in as well. Let's get back to where they were. Scott saying, staggeringly good. We've decided not to endorse your brewery 7.2% double dry hopped IPA. I watched your review of that, Scott. That did sound like a nice beer. Crummy Beard, Tom, how are you? You're saying, anyone else seeing half of Scott and Wonder's World's comments? Totes back again. Simon, thought you were besties with Besties Blue Van Man. Window Beer Reviews. Who? So fucking drunk. I'm glad to hear you managed to curl one out after that dragon soup Blue Van Man. That dragon soup is horrendous, isn't it? I've seen dragon soup so many times and thought, should I do it? Should I do it? But I know Scott's reviewed a few dragon soups recently.
I've seen talking about it in the off licenses around my way.
Yeah.
Lethal stuff.
JB's saying, what about ghosties, the big ones that disappear and you feel like you're flushing nothing? Ghosties are amazing, aren't they? You look down.
I'll tell you what's worse. I was at a customer's house once, and it was a big bloody manor house, proper, you know. And I said to the lady, I said, "Is it all right if I use the loo?" And she went, "Yeah, fine. It's just down there. Follow the west wing, you know, one of them sort of houses. Follow the west wing right the way down. It's the last on the left." Could I get rid of it? Could I, buggery? It was one of these old toilets with the old chain, you know.
Yeah.
And I fucking pulling this chain, and it was having none of it. There was no water coming out of anything. Fucking hell. Do I have to pick it up and put it in my pocket?
Well.
Anyway, it went in the end. But I must have been in there for about 15 minutes.
Well, you say that. You see, I can tell you some poo stories. Being that I suffer with Crohn's disease, I was in a house when I used to work in flooring, and I was in a house, and I was having some real bad problems in my guts, as you do with Crohn's disease. And I said to the guy I was working with, really good friend of mine, Lee, and I said, I've got to go. I'm in agony. So with Crohn's disease, a lot of the time it's quite liquid. So I went running into the bathroom, which was right next door to where we were doing some flooring. And I emptied myself into this toilet. But what I didn't realise is there was no water in the bottom of the toilet until after I'd finished. And then I pressed the flush, and water did come through, but it wasn't plumbed in properly, and it all just spewed all over this brand new flooring. And I literally had to mop most of it up. And then there was loads left in the pan. There was no water left in the cistern. Flushed it again, nothing. I literally had to scoop it all out and chuck it in a bucket by hand, clean all the floor. We then had to stealth through the lounge where the woman was sitting with this bucket brimming with nastiness and hide it. So get it in the van and then hide it. We had to drive very slowly, half a mile down the road. And we had to go back there the next day to finish the job because it was quite a big job. We were there for 2 days, and we went back the second day. Bear in mind, I cleaned this floor, cleaned the pan. It was spick and span. There was this big sticker, big note on the toilet saying, "Please do not use this toilet. It's not plumbed in." But yeah, no shit, it's not plumbed in. I had to scoop it all up out the pan. I'm full of poo stories. With having Crohn's disease, I'm absolutely full of poo stories. But yeah, that was quite horrendous.
I suppose it's always in the back of your mind, isn't it? And if you're out and about, it's like, shit, where's the nearest loo sort of thing. But you know. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was a big issue. Where are the nearest toilets? But luckily, I've got the disease under control, so it's not so bad now. But yeah, horrendous times, absolutely horrendous. Thomas from Windows Beer Reviews saying, "I hate lives." If you hate lives, Thomas, you not do well on them. You do a lot of lives, mate, and they're really good. Some, especially
talking to Thomas. I bet he's wondering. Because he sent me some beers bloody ages ago, and I've still got 2 left. But what I'm doing is, I'm going to be saving this one for my 2000 beer review.
That's a good looking bottle.
So that's why I'm holding back on that, Thomas, because it's going to be my 2000th. And
I'll say
fitting beer to have.
You crack on, Thomas. You're doing really well with your lives. Your interviews that you've done with some of the big reviewers have been fantastic. So you crack on, mate. Hallmark B saying the Beer Dad and a few others. Yeah, Beer Dad's good.
Beer Dad's cool. Yeah, Dave Sound, Davis.
Yeah, I like Beer Dad. His are cool. Andy K, not sure who you're referring to. I can't remember what that probably means.
Who? Who?
Beer Dad is real nice. Scott and Wonders World loves a disagreement. Beer Dad is a good old lad. I agree. JB is saying the best reviewers are the ones when you're a bit pickled. You say that, JB. I've only ever done one review where I was quite pissed and I ummed and ahed about whether to put it out, and it's the only video that I've ever put in a editing app and took bits out because it was quite horrendous.
Blue Van battered then, were you, Chris?
It was ridiculous. It really was, and I didn't realise I didn't even realise I'd reviewed it until the next morning. I looked at my phone and thought, "What's that video?" And I watched it, and I was thinking, "I don't remember doing that." And then I watched it, and I was like, "Shit, I can't put that out." So I edited it and cut loads of chunks out. So fucking drunk saying, Chris, who cares what people think about your reviewing style? It's all about your personal opinion on the brewing question. I agree. Rod J Beer Ventures, how you doing, Rod? Saying hello to Blue Van Man. Scott Wonders World saying loopy juice. Is that what you're drinking now? Is it, Scott?
Loopy juice. Champagne.
Yeah. Chris, just enjoy doing what you do. There'll always be a prick to find fault. I agree. I generally don't care what people think, but sometimes when I watch something, I do care about what I think. It's more about what I think rather than what other people think. Scott
would probably vouch for me on that one as well, because he said to me, like, when we've messaged each other, you'll do a beer review and you'll reel out a load of tasting notes and stuff like that and mouthfeel and go through the rigmarole of saying what you've got to say, and then after you're kicking yourself because you think, shit, I've missed that out, I've missed this out, I never said that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Scott saying, Blue Van Man, exactly, don't pay attention to negativity. I agree. No need for it. People can disagree as long as it's constructive. No room on YouTube for offensive arseholes. I agree. And being someone that suffered with a lot of health problems, etc., I've had a lot of negativity from people, and I really don't give a shit, to be honest, what people think of me or anybody else. I'm all for positive and love. Scott is saying this conversation is shit. And there's been a lot of shit talking there, Scott. Absolutely. JB is saying lovely poo anecdote. And I can never say that word properly. Anecdote, Chris. JB, trust me, I've got more poo stories than you can possibly imagine.
You have to do a video.
I should. I've got so many stories about poo. If you suffer with Crohn's disease, if there's anyone that is in the comments or whatever that suffers, I am full of shit in terms of poo stories. I've got so many, it's ridiculous. And I've got no problems with talking about it. I've got no problems with discussing my health issues, the problems it's caused me, the times I've shit myself and everything else. I'll talk about. Scott is saying, I really like Thomas's lives. Yeah, Thomas's lives are brilliant. I don't always get to see them when they're on. I don't always, but I try if I can. JB is saying, love watching Thomas's channel. Yeah, you keep doing what you're doing, Thomas. There's a lot of love for you as well.
Yeah.
Scott's done a few reviews where he's been shit-faced. Yeah, we know, Scott. We can tell. JB, it's always nice to be nice. I agree. It costs nothing to be pleasant. And Scott is saying, Chris's shit stories. Scott, I can fill you with shit stories till you're absolutely bored of it. I've got so many. Scott saying, JB, exactly. Private is private. Public, just be nice. Absolutely. What we all think about privately is our own thing.
Yeah.
But publicly, we don't need to do things publicly. Just keep things to yourself. Simple as that.
There's certain things that you just don't go down that road.
No.
We've all got our opinions on certain things. The way of the world, politics. Everything. You don't need to. No. You don't need to air your dirty laundry.
No, I agree. Platform. No, I absolutely agree. And I'm picking on other people and whatever. I've got no time for bullies. No time for that whatsoever. And there's just no need, especially in this community. The beer community, should all be about the beer, having fun, talking about drunken stories, whatever. I'll talk about poo stories if people want me to, and let's just have fun with it. There's no need to be spiteful, no need whatsoever.
No, but unfortunately it happens, isn't it? That's the true reality of it. It's you know, pretty upsetting, really. But
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I've still got that much left of Stur. You think how quick that parade disappeared? That says it all, doesn't it?
I think we're about level pegging on there, Chris.
Yeah, we are. And it's probably gone warm now, which probably isn't helping it either.
I'm just chipping away at it because I've got in my head it's £7. I can't. My conscience wouldn't let me tip it away. It's not. I mean, it's not drain pool. It's not that bad. It's just a bit harsh.
It's not a sink pool, no, but it is a bit hard work.
It was my idea as well, so I feel quite bad now.
It was your idea.
It was.
I spent my money on this because of you.
I'll send you a beer.
It's all trial and error, isn't it? It's all trial and error with beer.
I'll send you a can of that.
Yeah, you can leave that one there. I'll absolutely pass on that one. I am tempted to open a different beer. I really am.
Do that again.
So I am tempted to open a different beer. I am. Now it's gone warm. I'm finding it a bit more of a struggle. Might put it in the fridge. Let's see what the comments are doing then, shall we? Let's see where we are on those. Where did I get up to? Private is private. Chris is, yeah, we covered that. JB, exactly. Private is private. Yep. Windows beer reviews. Thanks at Northern Southerner Beer Reviews. Northern Southerner Beer Reviews. No worries, Thomas. To share private stuff in public is pathetic. Publicity, just be nice and polite. I agree. Absolutely. Stay so fucking drunk is saying stay honest and truthful is the key to YouTube. Don't sell out and become a beer snob. Every beer has a drinker and an occasion. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm certainly not a beer snob. I'll try anything once. And something surprised me.
You've got to appreciate it all, haven't you, really? If you're doing this sort of thing, you've got to be open-minded slightly and want to mix it up a little bit. And I'm quite happy with that element for me. I think it kind of works.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life you have to step backwards to go forwards, you know, and having some of the old stuff is good.
Yeah. And, you know, even, I don't know if you, I did a review the other day of Tetley's No. 4 Premium Lager. That was pretty decent for a macro beer. And again, this is why I say I'm not a beer snob. I'll try anything. And there's nothing on supermarket shelves that I wouldn't try. But that Tetley's No. 4 really surprised me. It was actually pretty decent. So much so, I did buy more of that because it is just an easy drinking lager.
Scott said exactly the same thing. He was pleasantly surprised with the outcome of that beer as well.
I really was. It really has got some good flavour. But my only worry for it, and I said it on my review, is it's 4.6%. But I get the feeling that it's brewed. Tetley's a part of the Carlsberg group, and I just think they let it build. They let it build in popularity. Get that lovely brand loyalty on it, and then they'll drop the ABV and ruin it. And I think that'd be a crying shame if they do, because it really is. For a macro brewery, it's a decent lager. It wipes the floor of Carlsberg, Carlin, Carlsberg, Foster's rather. It kills them. Even the Brewdog lager, it's better than that for me. I know they're not all huge benchmark lagers, but when they're all in that same price range, it trumps them. Absolutely trumps them. But I know they will. I know they'll drop it from 4.6 to something like 4.1 or 4.2. And that would be a shame, but it is decent.
I think even for a big macro brewery like Tetley to enter into the macro lager world, I mean, it's a big pie, isn't it? And everyone's bloody chomping at it.
Yeah.
To get a product in there that's going to sort of turn heads at that level, is an achievement, I guess.
Yeah, and it's decent, and I'd recommend it to anyone. If people that like lagers, you know, and are even on a certainly people that are on a budget, it's fantastic. I picked up 4 cans for £4 You can't argue with it. For £1 a can, it's pretty decent. So next time you're out, Dean, if you see it, give it a go.
Well, funny enough, me and the missus were in Tesco's this morning, and they had you know, when you get these things, they put them on the end aisles in like a cardboard stand thing. And they had 4 packs, 4 cans in a display thing. But I never got any, but I did notice it.
Yeah, pick it up. It's worth a go. Let's see where we are in the comments. We've done that one, To share private stuff in public, we did that one. Done that one. Chris the Butcher and Friends is saying good evening. Good evening, Chris the Butcher. Hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you're in. Danny, spot on, mate. Stop. Oh. Just, I don't know where I've gone now. I just seem to have lost where I'm at. Oh, I've gone right up, almost back to the beginning.
I wouldn't even have a clue, mate.
Let's go with...
Really good, isn't it? My channel, and I ain't got a clue what the fuck's going on.
Okay. I'll pick up here. Where are we at? 7:14. That went in at 7:19 now. Scott saying another beer. Well, us have another beer, or you're having another beer, Scott? Chris the Butcher saying just have a Stella. I used to love Stella, to be honest. Before I got in to craft beers, Stella was all I drank. It really was.
The man bathes in the stuff.
He does, doesn't he? His channel's great. Chris the Butcher is saying Scott is the biggest beer snob I know. Scott Mondo saying I'd have to take this again. I agree. Well, I have had it again, Scott. I've had it a few times. I think it's a cracking lager. JB is saying I'm open-minded to all styles. You certainly are, JB. You do a lot of good styles, but I have a problem with Brute IPA. Just can't get my head around them. Yeah.
Dead duck that beer.
I agree with that.
Style.
Scott is saying Brute IPA is a rubbish style, awful shite. I've kind of got to agree with that. So if I can drunk, then hi to Scott. Scott Wonder, hey Danny mate, hope you're keeping well. Me, you and Dean on a live. When you're ready, love to have a chat with you. I look forward to watching that. JB saying love Paulaner Munich Gold. Disagree with that. Blue Van Man, my dad used to wear Brute NSRB. I used to love Brute as a kid. When I was a kid, Brute was massive in the 80s. I was always slavering myself in Brute or Old Spice.
Old Spice, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Do you know what? I still like Old Spice. I still like the smell of
High
Old Spice.
Karate, do they still make that, do they?
I don't think they do. But I do remember High Karate. But I still like Old Spice. My wife hates it. Blue Van Man probably tastes the same as Brute IPA. JB is saying low Old Spice, High Karate. So yeah, JB's mentioned High Karate and Denim. Yeah. So Chris is 90% Stella, as in Chris the Butcher. I think he probably is. Special brew all the way. I haven't had a special brew for years, but the ABV on that's dropped, isn't it? On the special brew, that's dropped as well.
Yeah.
Simo's still in the house. I wasn't going to have a beer, but sod it. I'm on a Queer Brewing Pale Ale Belting beer. Good stuff. I had one of the Queer Brewings in that 4-pack that was in Tesco's, and that was pretty good, the Queer Brewing.
I've just seen what Scott's put. Aramis, and then JB put Loose Stratos.
Yeah. I remember all of those. They were fantastic, weren't they? What was and Insignia?
Links came along and ruined it all.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, there was Insignia as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, Insignia.
Yeah, that's it, Simo. You crack on and have a beer, mate. Derek, Vineyard mixed with Frosty Jack. JB, Simo, you're always on the tube. I watched a video the other day from Simo saying he was stopping drinking during the week. Simo, hi. Chris the Butcher, I loved Old Spice. I just couldn't drink a full bottle. Difficult to drink a full bottle of Old Spice. I'll give you that one, Chris. It's a hard swallow, a whole bottle of Old Spice. Yeah, Scott saying Aramis, absolutely. Blue Stratos, absolutely, JB. All that craft beer rubbish has made you both lose your hair from Derek? Probably.
Yeah. We'll never know, will we?
Maybe there's this thing in the beer reviewing world, because if you think about, like I mentioned earlier, you've got Paul's Beer Reviews, who has John on, and Tom from Crummy Beard. They look the same. They're always on together. We've done a couple of reviews together. Maybe this similar look attracts. So I don't know where Scott fits in that. There could be something in it. Oh, so fucking drunk, 66. For fuck's sake, Chris. Old Spice, I bet you still get asked for a soap on a rope at Christmas. It's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that. Literally this Christmas, I bought my son a Brute soap on the rope. He wasn't overly impressed. Soap on the rope. They were massive, weren't they? They were super. I didn't. My son's in the room now. You enjoyed that soap on the rope I bought you, didn't you?
You're the one that used it.
I did use it. You're right. Soap on a rope. That was amazing in the 80s, wasn't it? Scott saying I did Marmite links. Is there a Marmite links? Is there really a Marmite?
He did one of that YouTube shorts with that.
Wow. I'll have to look that one up. The biggest links that I remember that was really massive, and they stopped doing it, was the Oriental. Lynx Oriental was pretty good.
I liked Oriental, I liked Musk, and then they did Alaska as well, didn't they? In the blue can, Lynx Alaska. I think Java's the only one that's still around, isn't it, from the old days?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or Africa. Is it no, Lynx Africa, isn't it?
Lynx Africa, that's been around for a long old time. JB's saying he might do some deodorant reviews. Taste them, JB? Well, you taste cat food, so you probably would taste deodorant as well. Just don't ignite it. Chris the Butcher and Friends is saying it's like the Cramp Twins. Beardy Beer Reviews is saying, sorry guys, I have to eat some Indian food. It was bloody good. I craved for that for so long. Can't beat a good bit of Indian food, Brett. I agree with that. Derek Vineyard is saying, great video, lads. Could any of you ever review a US malt liquor? Or have you done one? I've never done one, but I'll do it.
No, I've never done anything like that.
I'll review anything, mate, to be honest. Not a problem. And yeah, Scott's mentioning Lynx Africa. Yeah, Lynx Africa has been around a long time, hasn't it? I don't know why they ever got rid of Lynx Oriental. I'm not quite sure why they did.
Yeah, that was really nice, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it.
Smells of the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. They were good old days, the 80s and the 90s, and etc. Holt Mark B saying, imagine being a single bloke trying Marmite Lynx and getting a nice bit of female attention. You'd smell like Marmite forever.
Right.
Imagine getting female attention because you smell like Marmite. That'd be interesting. I'll have to look that one up because I actually like Marmite. I think Marmite's quite nice. JB is saying, buy a jar of Marmite and smear it all over me. What are you actually asking there, JB? Are you asking one of us to smear you with Marmite? Not entirely sure.
Thomas Lynx Africa.
I take it you can read the comments now, Dean.
Yeah, I've just changed the settings.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Put them on the screen.
I didn't know I could do that on my phone.
Well, there you go. Now you've got your channel back.
Hey. Well, I appreciate you taking over, mate. You've done me a good justice there.
Right, I'm just nipping to the loo.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, he does. He does. Don't ask JB. I'm married. That doesn't matter. Don't know, Scott. I hate technology. I do. I fucking hate it. My daughter, she runs rings around me on laptops and stuff like that. Oh, you do this, do that, and boom. Ah. Shit happens. Mint salt, yeah, it won't be long. Or bloody horseradish or something like that. "19 people watching. Thank you very much. It's been a long while since I've actually done a live review on my channel. I'm always when Chris comes back, I was talking to him before we went live, and it's a bit sort of I am and ah about things before I go live. Things go through my head, but when I'm doing it, I'm enjoying it, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. But before I go on, I'm just a bloody bag of nerves. Yeah, we all ate mud, didn't we?
Did you just say you're a bag of nerves before you go on a live?
Yeah. Yeah, I just gets the better of me sometimes. That's why I don't do group hangouts anymore.
Yeah.
I used to do them quite a lot many years ago with all the old guys on BeerTube, but I just can't do it anymore now. There'd be like a panel of 6, and I'd be sitting there in the corner on the screen, and I'd just go, I wouldn't be able to talk.
Yeah, I agree with that number. I think 2, 3 is quite nice. I get the same. I'm quite new, so I do get nervous about those types of things. But
Cheers.
I didn't feel nervous so much today. I did have a little bit of anxiety sort of today, but I know I've been on with you already. But if I went on with a channel that had 3 or 4 people on there, I wouldn't be able to cope with that.
As much as what they're saying is interesting,
yeah,
I either feel like I'm interrupting somebody because you get a bit of lag sometimes, and you feel like you're talking over somebody, and it could come across rude.
Yeah.
Or just general nervousness, and I can't get my words out. Literally.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I get that feeling. And I did get it a little bit tonight. I was thinking, have I got my camera set up right? Am I on time? And I do get a little bit of it. But because, like I say, because I've been on with you once already, it did make that easier for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're quite laid back, aren't you, really, as a guy? There's nothing complicated about you. You're easy to get on with. I think we had that on our first sort of outing when we did a live. I felt pretty relaxed with you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I enjoyed the first one, and I was amazed at how long it went on for. But I really am quite relaxed. I'm relaxed once I get going. Like you said, it's the build-up, isn't it? It's the anticipation of it.
Yeah.
Once you get going, then I'm quite happy.
I mean, the guys that are watching, they don't expect anything to be bloody scripted or anything. You know what I mean? You wing it, don't you?
Yeah.
You freestyle it.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. You don't have to have a bloody breakdown of what you're going to say when, and you say this then and say that then and introduce them. You know what I mean? You don't need to do any of that rubbish.
No, you don't. And I prefer it that way. I'm not into doing scripts or anything like that. Just wing it is the best way.
Top man.
Just a question to JB. I know, hopefully JB's still watching. I think he is. So, JB, I know you watched me and Barry do the Spice and Easy Reaper, and Spice and Easy said they were going to send you a pack of the Reaper curry. So, have you got it? And are you going to do it? Is the question. That was brutal. That Reaper curry really was.
Like I say, I did a few. I've had a few. Feel your nerves. Yeah. Well, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yep.
We were chatting the week, weren't we, Brett? And I know where you're coming from, mate.
There's a great comment coming up from Chris the Butcher.
Yeah, you keep at it, John.
JB's great at his lives. I love JB's lives.
But to be honest, that's what I did before.
There's no harm. There's no harm in a pre-match poo.
Yeah, I get what you meant.
Agree with that. Absolutely agree with that.
You're not the real deal, are you?
No.
People want to see you.
Absolutely.
Not some sort of fucking character.
No need for scripting. No need. I can't blame you, Jane B, for bottling it. It was brutal, and I know how much you don't like spicy foods. So doing that Reaper, I know me and Barry dared you to do it, but I'm completely with you, mate, for bottling it. Completely with you.
Ooh. I'm quite partial to the Castile Donker, which I know JB actually reviewed a couple of days ago.
I've struggled to say what my best Belgian is. I've really struggled.
Westmail double, yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, or it did happen. I think that's the right word of putting it. Oh, I skipped a comment there.
Bit of CGI.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing, a bit of CGI, wouldn't it? I'm such a technophobe, I really am. A few CGI mermaids, that'd be brilliant.
Horses for courses. Whatever floats your boat.
You know, if someone likes Carlsberg, if someone likes Foster's, then that's what they like, isn't it? It's my brother-in-law. He loves macro beers, and that's fine. And I've tried to sort of give him sort of craft beers or whatever, and he just doesn't get it, doesn't like them. So it's horses for courses, absolutely.
I've got a couple of mates that just stick to John Smith. I've tried sort of, try that. Not interested. Don't want any of that more. Thank you very much.
No, that's fair enough, isn't it? And I was the same. I used to drink Stella all the time. Stella was my go-to drink. And until my wife said to me, Chris, I think these lagers are really affecting your Crohn's. And I thought I either give up beer or I find alternatives. And that's what got me onto my craft journey. But I don't knock anybody. If they want to drink Stella, Foster's, Carlsberg, Carlin, fair play to them. If that's what they like, that's what they like.
Yeah, it's a beer. It's still a beer at the end of the day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good shout on that, Danny. Watchful 10, mate.
Yeah, Watchful 10's good. I have poured myself another beer, Dean. I've had to move on.
Yeah, thanks for the comment.
Gone for a pressure drop. King Queen Knave, the New England IPA, 5.2%.
Nice.
It's very nice. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's a bit sporadic with these Morrison's beers. Some stores have got the full range, and then others have just got bits.
Fair play to you.
Yeah, some people love it. I mean, this for me, this has been I can't remember the last one I did. But if I leave a long enough gap, I tend to appreciate it a little bit more when I come to actually do one. But it's been a good couple of months.
Yeah, Westmail Triple's good.
Sometimes that's what you want, though. When it's baking hot outside, you just want something cold and wet, don't you?
Yeah, see that comment from Jake, Stella is a great summer beer. And I wouldn't disagree. But Jake, have a try of that Tetley's number 4. Because for me, it's better than Stella and really does make a great summer beer. And it even says on the can for that Tetley's number 4, best served ice cold. And I've had it ice cold, and it really is a decent lager for a summer beer. So give it a try, Jake. Go and get yourself some Tetley's number 4. It's a great summer beer.
Dave, I'm just back with you, Doug Layer Cake. Layer Cake's decent. I'm not. Jackhammer's a bit iffy, but Layer Cake's decent.
I like layer cake, and going back to our earlier conversation about buying beers that you've bought before, I do buy a layer cake every now and then. I really enjoy layer cake. It gets a lot of hate on social medias, but for me, I enjoy it. Jackhammer, I like a bit of beer, but Jackhammer really does take that bitterness to the extreme. But it's all right.
We're in a patch though. When it's former style, it's tenfold from the stuff that we've got now.
Yeah. Layer cake's good. Layer cake is good. Check your WhatsApp, Scott.
Get your WhatsApp.
Get on it. Yeah, give it a try, Jake. Tetley's number 4. Give it a try. What's Stella at now, ABV wise? Is it down to 4.3 or something?
4.3, 4.4.
As Tetley's number 4 is 4.6.
That's what Stella was before, wasn't it? Was it 5 before?
I think Stella's been at 5, isn't it? Stella was definitely 5 years ago.
Hiya, Kev. You're right.
Hi, Kev. How are you doing?
Yeah, they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like most of their videos. Yeah, that's a good film, though, that is.
Layer Cake's a great film, isn't it? Absolutely great film. Some cracking lines in Layer Cake.
Welcome to the Layer Cake stand.
Yeah. Can't beat that line.
I think you did, yeah. From what I can remember. I'm jumping bloody comments here. Be nice to see you come back as well, Danny.
Yeah.
He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah, give it a try, Paul. Give it a try. Tetley's number 4. Give it. Tetley's bitter is woeful, but Tetley number 4 lager, it's cracking.
Brewed by numbers. They're solid.
Yeah. No, that's pretty solid. I agree with that.
Okay.
Ah, fair enough. If you're in Germany, fair enough.
But you're in the motherland of quality beers.
Well, yeah, there is that. Yeah.
4.6, okay. Oh, fucking hell. Have a day off. He's been badgering me for the past couple of videos. You need your haircut. You still need your haircut. Only got a little bit left. Stop bullying me.
Google says 5.2 for Stella. In what realm are Google on? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
We have had some great sun, haven't we, the last week? It's been brilliant. I hate the cold weather. Absolutely hate the cold.
But the damp and the cold, it plays havoc on my body. When I work outside, it just fucking everything seizes up in the winter. But when you get a bit of heat, I'm a lot more flexible.
I never moan about hot weather, no matter how hot it gets. I never moan. I love it.
No, I doubt it.
I very much doubt that. Mouse beater. Yes, even in the days when I used to drink a lot of Stella, it never made me angry, but yeah, it has that reputation, doesn't it, as a wife beater?
Yeah.
It never did that to me. Maybe because I love my wife.
Oh, right, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I know you're only talking about James, mate. No worries there. Funny.
Stella back around 2004 was 5.2. I thought it was above 5. I really did think it was above 5, Paul. So yeah, you're probably right. And it was decent. It certainly was decent.
I had a £25 Amazon voucher for a while back now. I nearly put the trigger on a keg of Stella on Amazon, so I think it was 30 quid.
Yeah.
But I never did it, and then getting left out.
Did you?
Is that Aldi, Dave, or Lidl?
That's Aldi, isn't it? Saint Pierre.
Aldi.
I wasn't keen on Saint Pierre. I had that a long time back. It's got the yellow label, isn't it? The Blue Van Man, Saint Pierre, yellow label. I wasn't massively keen on it. But it's a 750ml bottle as well, the Saint Pierre. So you can't argue with its price.
£3 quid?
Yeah, I think it is. I think so. Was it $2.99 or something? 750ml bottle. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, he knows I'm a big fan of the car. Yeah.
Beardy, I know you love Foster's, mate. I love Beardy Beer Reviews retro Foster's t-shirt as well. Oh, Heineken's dreadful.
I don't mind a can of that now and then.
Yeah, it's not as good as it was. But so many of the macro beers are, aren't they? They're not as good as they were years and years ago.
Must have turned up to the books out. It's California, I think, crappy weather.
I really doubt that, Kev. I doubt that so much.
What is it, only about 88 degrees?
I'd happily live in California. It did have a cork in it, Blue Van Man, you're right.
Posh beer, that is, Joe.
It definitely does have a cork in it. Oof.
That's more or less the same sort of price you get, aren't they?
It's like a Leffe Blonde. I think that's quite a bold statement, JB. But fair play. If you think that's in the Leffe Blonde category, fair play to you.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with that.
The truck sub version is banging.
Yeah. That's it. I'll watch your review. I will watch that review. If it is the 5% Heineken, I do agree with that. It is decent at 5%. But most of the Heineken in the UK and the green bottles, it is just skunked, ridiculously skunked. But yeah, the 5% is all right. Yeah.
Like a boss.
Absolutely. Take your word for that one, Beardy.
Grolsch.
I don't remember Grolsch having a cork. Grolsch used to have the bottle tops like that, didn't it? Grolsch always had always those. And certainly back in the days when Bros were around, everyone had everyone had those on their boots, didn't they? Because that's what Bros did, didn't they?
Oh, gosh.
I don't remember Grolsch ever having a cork.
That's referring to his Belgian beer stuff.
Mm.
Yeah,
A lot- Most people that reviewed the Heineken on tour have said how good it is.
it's the same with the Amstel
Mm.
and the beer Moretti as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit hit and miss in bottles, but in that machine, it's lovely stuff.
Both my children have just appeared. Do you want to come and say hello?
I mean, I've got a shout on that hello.
Doesn't matter. You can come and stick your head in the screen and say hello. My 16-year-old son's about to put his head in the screen and say hello.
Which way am I going? Go this way.
Go that way. I don't think you're ever each other way around, mate.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
He's coming up for 17. He's over 6 foot, and I don't know how that happened because I'm 5'8". My wife's 5'6", and yet he's over 6 foot. How's that happened?
It's because you're small.
You're the milkman, that's why. You going to come and say hello, Leon? No.
No.
Come and say hello. Come round this. Come this side.
Can you give the cat this?
Quick.
Quickly, then. Quickly.
This is my little angel. Here she is. Say hi.
Hello.
That's Leah.
Oh, you're not even doing it right.
We're trying to feed the cat.
Jesus.
See that
You don't have to shout.
Be
More braver than my kids.
They're good kids. My son's just finished school, and that just seems outrageous. Like, how on earth has he finished school? It just time flies, doesn't it?
Only
It really
yesterday,
does.
I was down here.
Yeah, that's felt like only yesterday you were down there. Now you're taller than me, little shit.
Yeah. It's scary how time just
Sounds, doesn't it?
Oh,
Just vanishes time, and it goes quick. It's the old saying: time goes quicker the older you get, and it really does.
do it. It flies by.
Yeah.
Flies by. It seems to last forever when you're young, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The 6-week holidays, the summer holidays, just seems an eternity when you're a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And now when my kids have a 6-week holiday, I think that's a long time. But before you know it, they're going back to school again, and it's just gone, isn't it? It really is. Bless them.
bless their souls.
Like I say, I think
Twins.
Brosh twins. Absolutely, I'll take that. I'll take that all day. I used to love a bit of Bros.
I can't get out. Thank you. All right, bye. We'll leave you alone.
Bye now.
We'll leave you alone for the next 5 minutes and we'll come back.
Thank you. Oh, I like sour beers, Jake. I love a sour. If you follow my channel, Jake, I love a sour.
I'm trying with them.
Oh, I love them. I love them. The more they squeeze your cheeks in, and I love them. Love a sour.
So you'd be well into some Berliner Weisses then.
Yeah. What's your favourite sour, Jake? What's your favourite sour? I love sours. Sour sweets. I love sour sweets.
What will that mean, Dave?
Tomorrow night's reviews. Chris, that reason I watch you is for your professional beer reviews. Chris, that's the reason I watch you for your professional beer reviews. Is that aimed at me? I guess it does. If you think my reviews are professional, I'm absolutely stoked by that, Kev, because I think you're a legend. So if that's aimed at me, which it must be, I love that. Unless you mean Chris the Butcher. Because you probably mean Chris the Butcher, not me. Andy,
I haven't noticed.
home bargains, 79p.
It's quite a low ABV stuff in there.
Yeah, I think I've seen a few reviews on that. You kind of get a mixed bag of reviews, but 79p, you can't argue with it. I had lots of hair when I was 17.
I had enough. I had enough.
I had an awful lot of hair at 17. Yeah, who knows?
They look like glass. Yeah. 10 quid a day. Flat rate.
I'd love to retire.
No, that thought kind of scares me a little bit.
It does scare me a little bit. I agree with that. I do agree that it is a bit scary, but sometimes I think I work all day long, every day, and it pays for my lifestyle. It keeps everybody happy, but yeah, I wouldn't mind retiring.
I mean, it's nice to down tools every now and again and not do jack shit. But then well, for me anyway, because I work for myself,
Yeah.
you've got to keep really get on the hamster wheel again and keep going, aren't you, sort of thing?
Yeah, I do enjoy working. I like the routine and everything else because we are creatures of habit. But sometimes I do think what I could do with retiring. But I do enjoy working. I've always worked. Literally, I hated school. I left school the moment I could. I think I was barely 16 when I left school, and I've worked ever since. And I'm 46 next month. So yeah, but yeah, sometimes I do think, yeah, I could retire. Fair play, Holt Markby. Fair play. 2020, Mad Dog 2020. Remember those days? Sitting in a park with your mates drinking Mad Dog 2020. Absolutely, JB. I'm not sure I would wish I was 16 again, though. Did have some great times, but I'm not sure.
Not in this day and age.
Yeah.
There's more pressure now in the teenager than
I
when
think
we
that's
were.
the difference. I think that is the difference. There's a lot of pressure on kids these days, an awful lot of pressure. And I think a lot of that comes through social media and everything else. I do think there's a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah. We didn't have to worry about that shit, did we?
No. No, I had some great times in my teens. I had some amazing times.
Many illegal and rave.
Absolutely. So much park drinking. It was unreal. Oh, that's very kind of you, Blue Van Man. I think I've already subbed to your channel, Blue Van Man. I'll have to look that one up, Scott. I do love a sour. I really do love sours. So I'll have to look one up. And I like staggeringly good beers. I've had a couple, and they are really good. So in a week or so's time, I'll get on their website and order some. But yeah, I love sours.
Oh, okay.
Went down the plug hole. Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you liked JBs. I didn't realise JB liked sours. I don't recall lots of sours on your channel, JB. Maybe I've watched them and not remembered because of the brain problem I have. But yeah, sours are amazing. Need to get into more sours, Dean.
Yeah, I will do. I've tried. But I was like that with Hefeweizens and wheat beers and stuff like that when I first started trying them. It's a bit, don't kind of like this, and it's a style, one of my favourite styles.
You do need to try a Wrecker, Brett. I've had one of their Wreckers and it was stunning. Just a little bit thick. It was quite thick, but still very good.
Interesting stuff.
Salted caramel stouts always generally go down well.
Yeah, proper.
Blend of ice, tidy.
.8.
What is?
That is the Stella that we all got, is it?
Stella's not 4.8, is it?
I don't know.
Wild Weather is another brewery I haven't tried. I really should.
I think I've had one beer from them.
Really should try Wild Weather.
Chris saying cheers to yourself.
Tropical Latitude. It's from a little brewery in the Blue Ridge Mountains of the United States called Devil's Backbone. I mean, that just sounds amazing anyway. United States called Devil's Backbone. What a region.
That was in Witherspoon's, right? Devil's Backbone.
Was it in Witherspoon?
I think it was contract brewed at Marston's. It rings a bell, that name, Devil's Backbone.
Oh, there's someone that's just joined that I've been waiting to join because I've got a question for him because he's not far away from me. So I'll wait till you get to it.
Yeah, I'm working my way down slowly.
What do you do for a living, Chris? Do you mean this Chris or Chris the Butcher? Chris the Butcher, probably self-explanatory. Chris was born the day before me in the same hospital. You're absolutely right, Scott. I was born the day before you in the same hospital, Edgware General Hospital. I was born on the 23rd of July and Scott was on the 22nd, both born in Edgware General Hospital. It's a small world, isn't it? This whole, well, everything's a small world, but yeah. We should do a joint beer review, Scott, is what we should do round about our birthday time.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I agree with that. I so agree, Blue Van Man, that school doesn't get you ready for the big wide world, and it really does. It really does piss me off, school, because school is all about one size fits all, and school just isn't that way. Both my kids have dyslexia, and some of the grief and troubles they've been through because school is just one size fits all just drives me nuts, and it doesn't prepare you for the real world. I absolutely agree with that, Blue Van Man. I'm gonna have to. I will stop talking about schools because it just sets me off. It really does wind me up. The whole one.
And it's across the board, isn't it? With up and down the country.
Yeah. Yeah, it drives me nuts.
I'm going to finesse these. Cheers, man.
Mad Dog 2020 on my New Year's Eve last year. That was unreal, that stuff, Mad Dog 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'd be shit now.
I agree, Scott. And I look at my kids now and I do feel sorry for them a lot of the times. I wouldn't want to be a kid now. Too much pressure. No. Far too much.
I just wanted to go out and earn money when I left school.
I learned a lot more after I left school. Fair play to you, Chris the Butcher. If you've basically retired now, fair play to you.
You're not that close to 111 million, are you?
Don't mind a gozer. Don't mind a good gozer.
Wheel tapper in. Do it.
Do it. Do it, BBM. Do it. I'm just going to grab my phone because there's a question that I want to ask someone that's coming up, and it's on my phone.
Good evening, Paul. How are you doing?
And it's Paul I want to ask a question to.
Yeah, go for it.
It is Paul that I want to ask a question to. Let me find it.
Everyone's saying hello to Paul.
Good evening, Paul. Glad you're in. I've been wondering if you would come in because there's a question that I've got for you, Paul. I was in St Albans today. I took my daughter to St Albans. She wanted something and I thought she'd get it in St Albans. So obviously while I was there, I went to the beer shop that's in St Albans. But I came across a pub in St Albans that I want to know if you've been to. It's called the Craft and Cleaver pub in St Albans, and it's just billed as a craft beer pub. So I want to know if you've been, Paul. I want to know if it's worth going to. So I'm so glad you've come in, Paul, because I've been desperate. I was going to message you on Instagram and ask you if you've been. Craft and Cleaver, St Albans. Have you been, Paul? That's my question to you. And I had to get my wife to text me the name of the pub when we drove past it, because otherwise I forget, because that's the way my brain problem works. So yeah, have you been to it, Paul? Have you been to the Craft and Cleaver? Because he's not far away from me, Paul.
There you go, Chris.
That'd be cool, Scott. I'm well up for that, mate. I know, didn't you say you were going to something in Portsmouth near your birthday? Something about going on one of the boats or something on your birthday. But any time around that, I'll be up for it. I kind of agree with you, Brett. I hated school. I absolutely hated school so much. I had the ability, but, well, I think I had the ability, but I hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was traumatic. I found school quite traumatic. Hated it. Couldn't wait to leave.
Yeah, same here.
Really couldn't. Just wanted to get out and earn money.
Is Chris is saying.
Which Chris are we talking about?
Both. We'll go both.
Both are good lads. Both are good lads. Cheers, Chris the Butcher. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much.
There we go.
That's it. That's the one on Hatfield Road. I literally drove past it, Paul. And as I drove past it, we pretty much stopped outside because of the traffic and the door was open and they had an awful lot of taps. And I was thinking, if they do craft beer only, that's a lot of craft beer going on in there. And you were the first person I thought of, Paul. I thought, I bet Paul's been here. So I thought I'd got to ask him. Looked quite decent. Oh, Mark, I bunked school so much. I feel sorry for my mum. I must have caused her so much heartache in the amount of times I bunked school, Mark. It was horrendous. It just must have caused my mum so much heartache, but I hated it. I just couldn't stand being there. Really couldn't stand it. And it was easy. It was so easy to bunk school back in my day. We used to have to, when I did go, you could sign out. And I used to go to the book. I'd sign in for morning registration and I'd go and just either walk straight out the gate. I didn't hide the fact. Or you could sign out. And I used to sign out with some sort of medical issue. I absolutely hated it, Mark. I couldn't stand it. And now that I've got kids, it's kind of worse because I'm reliving school through my kids. And when my kids are having problems at school, because they're both dyslexic and they've had issues, and when they don't want to go, I find it so difficult to say to them, no, you've got to go. I find it horrendous. I really struggled with school, Mark Jones. Absolutely, I get it. And I bunked horrendous amounts, and it must have caused my mum so much grief, but I just didn't like it. I absolutely hated it. I can't tap down to the next comment, but I know you've said you've hated it, bud. Absolutely. BDB Reviews is saying I was just bully fodder at my school life, teachers and school kids alike. Yeah, and I get that, Brett. I was bullied a little bit at school. Bearing in mind I was at school in the 80s and into the 90s, and I came from a single parent family, and the amount of bullying that created, because back in the 80s, parents splitting up just generally didn't happen. But fair play to my mum, she kicked my old man out, which was the right thing to do. But being a single parent, and my mum was quite young when she had me, You can imagine the comments I used to get about my mum. It was ridiculous. So yeah, I did kind of get bullied, but that wasn't the main reason I hated school. I just generally hated it. So yeah, I'm with you, Brett. I get it. And being bullied is horrendous. And yeah, I can't stand bullying. Bullying is just pits. There's no need for it. So yeah, I get you, Brett. Absolutely get that. Mark Jones is saying, Blue Van Man, not impressed with schools. Ginger was bullied, but not after I found out. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with school, Blue Van Man. And if you were slightly different, I know you've put a comment about Ginge. If you had ginger hair back certainly in the 80s and 90s, and even now, the grief kids get for being ginger is absolutely fucking horrific. And no need for it. Absolutely no need whatsoever. It's ridiculous.
They get ridiculed, don't they?
Yeah, and why? One of my first girlfriends had ginger hair. I didn't care as a kid. I don't care what colour you are, what hair you've got. I don't get it. But I think bullying, is almost sometimes just as bad in this modern age, what with social media and all the things like TikTok and Snapchat, where it's just so easy to abuse people from behind the screen. I think it's so much harder for kids now as well. I think it's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
They're up against it from the word off, aren't they, really?
Yeah, they are. It's horrendous. I can't stand it. And like I was saying, I'm not sure if you heard, Dean, both my kids are dyslexic, and some of the grief they've had at school, and you just think, fucking really? It's just horrendous. And what with social media, it just makes it worse. So I can't stand it. I really can't.
Yeah, it's a shame. You want to do as much as you can as a parent, but there's restrictions in what you can and can't do when you're trying to deal with the school. It's bloody hard work. Right, I think we'll wind this down now, actually.
Cool.
Just quickly go through the comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes that's what you have to do, Simo, isn't it? That's what you have to do. Kicked out of infant school.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Mad Screw are very local. I'll have to check that one out. It's certainly local to me. I know they're local to Paul's Beer Reviews. In fact, I very nearly had a pint in the St Albans tap room today, but I had the wife and my daughter with me, so I didn't think they'd appreciate going into the Mad Screw tap room. Yeah, that's a fair point. Get them used to it. And if she loves it, happy days. Absolutely agree, Scott. Absolutely agree. No need for it.
They'll be around though, wouldn't they? Never get rid of them.
No, you won't. Agree, Paul. Absolutely stunning beers, Mad Squirrel.
I've only had one beer from them, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I know my local
next time I go
shop, we've got quite a few in there.
Yeah, get some in. Or next time I go to the Mad Squirrel Brewery, their actual brewery is literally less than 10 minutes from me. I'll go and pick some up and I'll send you some, Dean. I'll send you some. They've just done a couple of new releases as well, but I'll send you some next time I go.
Cheers. I'll send you some back then.
No worries. But yeah, I'll send you some. Great beers.
Right, we're all on top of the comments.
We are.
Thank you very much to everybody that's taken the time to leave comments and stuff and watch us. Big thank you to that fella for wasting his £7 on that double IPA.
Yeah, I won't be wasting my £7 again on your recommendations. You can keep
failed, mate. I'm failed. I've had it.
Not at all. But Parade was very good. Parade was very
Parade was good. Yeah, Parade was good. So yeah, big thank you once again. I'm sure we can sort something out in the future and
absolutely
up again with another few beers. So,
thank you for having me.
Take it easy. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for joining.